This is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV for Thursday, September 28th, 2023. I'm Derek Gilbert. Topic number 5 today, the city of brotherly organized retail theft. That was Philadelphia Tuesday night, sadly. Large crowds, mostly juveniles, looted multiple stores and damaged property across Philadelphia. This according to police, who report that around 8 p.m. local time, police started receiving calls that large crowds were making their way into Center City. That's the downtown area. Among stores looted, Foot Locker, the Apple store near 15th and Chestnut, a Lululemon store in the area as well. Acting Police Commissioner John Stanford said Tuesday night's looting had nothing to do with a peaceful protest earlier in the day after charges were dismissed against a Philadelphia police officer who shot and killed a man inside his car, a man with a knife, but contrary to the original report from police that he was outside the car and threatening police, that was not the case. Now, again, I don't know the details of that case, but anyway, a judge dismissed charges against the officer. Peaceful protest earlier in the day, and according to Stanford, the acting police commissioner, the people involved in the looting on Tuesday night just used that as an excuse to go on a rampage and engage in criminal behavior. Local news reported looting at other locations, Port Richmond, Northeast Philadelphia. Officials say they believe caravans of looters were moving between locations, coordinating their efforts on social media, and at least 20 people arrested. But sadly, this is the state of play in many of our large cities these days. Any excuse to go out and get yourself a free iPhone or TV, which leads to topic number 4, Target, major retail chain here in the United States, closing 9 stores in large cities across the country because they can't make money when people are walking out without paying. Target Tuesday announced the closure of 9 stores, citing violence, theft, and organized retail crime. This comes on the heels of a warning from the company that stolen inventory has created a $500 million dent in profitability this year. $500 million in profit just wiped off the books by people walking out of the stores without paying in cities where liberal district attorneys, many of them funded by George Soros, their campaigns funded by George Soros, have essentially legalized shoplifting. The company said in a press statement, "We cannot continue operating these stores because theft and organized retail crime are threatening the safety of our team and guests and contributing to unsustainable business performance." According to CNBC, the company's closing a store in Harlem, New York City, 2 stores in Seattle, 3 in San Francisco and the San Francisco, Oakland Bay area, and 3 more in Portland, Oregon. Again, leaving those consumers in those areas without places to shop because crime is not being prosecuted. Chaos, which is a spiritual force, is taking hold and gaining in power in our major cities. Topic number 3, the Bidens. Lunch Bucket Joe, President Biden, went to Detroit to show solidarity with the United Auto Workers who are on strike against the big 3 automakers, Ford, General Motors, Stellantis. I still find it hard not to say Chrysler. Anyway, he spent exactly 12 minutes on the picket line in Detroit, long enough to show solidarity without having to answer questions about how his administration's push for electric vehicles are forcing UAW workers out of jobs. Ford, as you might remember, we reported a few weeks ago, reporting a $4 billion loss this year on its electric vehicle business. Anyway, after his 12 minutes on the picket line, President Biden heading to a fundraiser at the California home of a billionaire couple that funds the movement to abolish policing. Given the current trends in our major cities with stores like Target and CVS and Walmart pulling out of our major cities because they can't turn a profit when shoplifters aren't prosecuted, maybe not cultivating people who want to abolish the police would be a better policy choice, President Biden. Anyway, the fundraiser being held at the home of hedge fund heiress Liz Simons. She and her husband, Mark Heising, run the Heising-Simmons Foundation, which backs a variety of left-wing causes, including the Beyond Policing Coalition, which aims to explore a long-term national infrastructure to abolish policing. Look, we're already seeing what happens and we haven't even abolished the police yet. But we see what the consequences will be when there is no self-policing, when people don't behave as though they're someday going to have to answer to an omnipotent, omniscient judge of all things, what you get is chaos on the streets and stores that refuse to operate in places where crime is running rampant. Well, meanwhile, we learned this week that Hunter Biden's Chinese business partners sent him wire transfers worth more than $250,000 during the summer of 2019 when he was living at Joe Biden's home in Delaware. This is according to bank records obtained by the House Oversight Committee. They made those public on Tuesday. The payments sent months after Joe Biden launched his presidential campaign in 2019. Perhaps not coincidentally, a future investment or an investment in the future President Biden by Chinese companies. Bank records don't lie, but President Biden does. This is a quote from House Oversight Committee Chair James Comer. He said this on Tuesday, continuing, quote, Joe Biden's abuse of public office for his family's financial gain threatens our national security. What did the Bidens do with this money from Beijing? End quote. Good question. Inquiring minds want to know. Topic number 2, Fauci and the CIA. Another bizarre story. The headlines are reading like spy novels these days because it's hard to believe this stuff is actually true. But yes, Dr. Anthony Fauci was smuggled into CIA headquarters without a record of entry, where he participated in the analysis to influence the CIA's COVID-19 investigation. This is according to the House Select Subcommittee on the coronavirus pandemic. Fauci's alleged CIA meeting revealed in a Tuesday night letter from Subcommittee Chair Brad Weinstrup. He's a Republican congressman from Ohio. This letter to the Inspector General of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services demands documents, communications, and other evidence of contact between Fauci and the CIA. Now, this allegation, if Fauci smuggled into the CIA without any record so that he could tell the CIA what their analysis should say about the origin of SARS-CoV-2, the virus behind the COVID-19 pandemic. According to a senior-level CIA whistleblower, the CIA tried to pay off 6 analysts who found that SARS-CoV-2 likely originated in a Wuhan lab if they changed their position and said the virus jumped from animals to humans. The agency paying analysts to say what Fauci wanted them to say. Now, there's no connection saying that Fauci was the one who ordered the CIA or suggested that they make these payments. But again, you can't make this stuff up. 3 years ago, we were getting canceled from major video sharing platforms for saying, hey, the most likely source of this virus is the Wuhan lab. And of course, we got yanked off of certain platforms for that. Turns out now this is not only common knowledge, it's now coming to light that there were people being paid to say so, people in positions of responsibility. According to the whistleblower, the CIA whistleblower, at the end of its review, the CIA's review, 6 of the 7 members of the team believed the intelligence and science were sufficient to make a low confidence assessment that COVID-19 originated from the Wuhan lab. The 7th member of the team, who also happened to be the most senior, was the one officer who believed that it jumped from animals to humans. The whistleblower further contends that to come to the eventual public determination of uncertainty, the other 6 members were given a significant monetary incentive to change their position. This reported by the New York Post a couple of weeks ago, actually. You just imagine the 7th guy's like, wait a minute, they got paid to change their minds? How about if I change my position so you can pay me to change my position back? This, ladies and gentlemen, is why nobody believes the corporate media anymore. I would caution you, however, yes, a healthy skepticism of the corporate media is wise, but maintain that same healthy skepticism to sources of information like us. As I said the other day, don't take what I say as gospel, only take the gospel as gospel. Coming up, Islam in the 21st century, how technology is changing fatwas. That's straight ahead on 5 and 10.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we want to make sure you know how you can get your copy of this incredible new book in the Before Genesis Master Collection. When you order the Before Genesis Master Collection from the skywatchtvstore.com, you'll receive the brand new book, Before Genesis, The Unauthorized History of Tohu, Bohu, and the Chaos Dragon in the Land Before Time by Dr. Thomas Horn and Donna Howell. In this phenomenal new work, you'll learn about the debate raging between the old Earth and the young Earth creationist groups, what the Earth was like during the without form and void era of Genesis 1-2, how ancient archaeological sites like Göbekli Tepe and the doorway of the serpent point to an intelligent race of beings on Earth alive before the time of Adam and under Lucifer's fallen influence. And for the first time ever, the conclusion to the events of Genesis that merges all contributing voices from not only the young and old creationist groups, but the scientific community as well, into one balanced and agreeable climax. But that's not all. You'll also receive the amazing DVD, What Lies Beneath, The Lost Secrets of the Watchers Below Göbekli Tepe, featuring archaeologist and author Dr. Aaron Judkins and best-selling author Derek Gilbert as they reveal Göbekli Tepe's historical use as a place of watchers worship, the evidence of a cult that venerated human skulls and reptilian creators, and the links between the god of Göbekli Tepe and the Bible. Also included in this must-have master collection are the digital, downloadable e-book versions of the Earth's earliest ages, Unearthing the Lost World of the Cloud Eaters, and the Apocrypha, including the Book of Enoch. These three masterpiece works will be available for download immediately when you place your order for the Before Genesis Master Collection and are being included in this offer absolutely free. All of these items hold a retail value of over $85. Yours now for your donation of only $35 plus shipping and handling. So don't delay. You can scan the QR code on your screen using the camera app on your phone for instant access to this special opportunity. You can also visit us at skywatchtvstore.com or call 1-844-750-4985 and ask for the Before Genesis Master Collection right now.
Item number 1 today, using AI to issue fatwas. Yes, this is a thing. Government officials in Iran are looking to modernize by using artificial intelligence to help clerics issue fatwas. These are rulings on Islamic law, matters of faith. This often is very legalistic. You've got to research through the Quran and through the Hadiths to find the appropriate backing for your decree, and sometimes that can take some time. So officials in the holy city of Qom are encouraging clerics there to experiment with AI to appear more progressive as the country marks the one-year anniversary of a series of explosive protests after the death of Mahsa Amini, who was a young woman who died in police custody for allegedly wearing her headscarf incorrectly. Now, Mohammed Ghatbi, the leader of a state-affiliated tech incubator in Qom, said robots can't replace senior clerics, but they can be a trusted assistant that can help issue a fatwa in 5 hours instead of 50 days. Shia clerics can spend weeks poring over the religious text before coming to a decision and issuing a fatwa, but this is a regular thing in Islam. The fatwas are traditionally issued on anything from patriotism to personal hygiene. The most infamous case, of course, was the fatwa issued against Salman Rushdie, the author of the book The Satanic Verses, which had a fatwa issued against, basically death to the infidel. Now, this may sound crazy, but this is already a thing in the Sunni world, where 4 years ago in Dubai, clerics there started using AI to help research the Quran and legal texts to issue fatwas. So perhaps the Shias are just trying to catch up with the Sunnis. It's possible. And maybe AI can help human reporters who are writing about matters of faith, especially regarding the Islamic world. Ancient Origins on Wednesday published a story about the Temple Mount and described the most holy place on the Temple Mount to Muslims as the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Not the Al-Aqsa Mosque, which is the smaller mosque on the Temple Mount with the gray dome. The one with the golden dome, of course, is the Dome of the Rock. But it was identified by Ancient Origins as the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Maybe AI is already starting to take over. Skywatch TV is this week talking about the ancient world. Was there something on Earth before Eden? That's a question that generates some controversy and some very strong opinions on both sides of the issue. We will be discussing that for the next 6 weeks on Skywatch TV. I was honored to join the panel along with Tom Horn, Donna Howell, Joe Horn. You can find the program right now at our website, skywatchtv.com. You can watch it over the air. Our broadcast schedule for our network affiliates is at skywatchtv.com/channels. Of course, it's right now available at our Roku and Apple TV channels. If you've got that channel added to your set-top box, or if you've got a set-top box, add the channel to it and you can watch the program right now. Of course, you can watch it right now at our YouTube channel for the main show at Skywatch TV Now, or rumble.com/skywatchtv. But best of all is just get our free app. The app for your iOS, Android, or Amazon Kindle Fire device brings all of our content right to you, bypasses the gatekeepers of big tech, and adds additional features like an audio Bible with multiple translations, news updates 3 times a week, calendar of upcoming events, a place to donate if you're so led, and more. Again, available for multiple platforms, and we have links to all of those app stores at our website, skywatchtv.com. Thank you for watching as we keep watch. I'm Derek Gilbert, and this is 5 in 10 from Skywatch TV.